Like most publications, the Daily Beast is covering the Olympics, but recently a story written by Nico Hines got the publication into a little bit of trouble. Now, for some random reason, Nico Hines decided it would be a good idea to go on a gay dating app and then see whether or not he could find gay Olympians that are currently in Rio. And then once he found out who they were, he published their identities in a Daily Beast piece. Now, since then, the piece has been edited considerably, but the original headline said, "I got 3 Grindr dates in an hour in the Olympic Village." Now, the reason why this is a disgusting story is because, first of all, he misrepresented who he was, right? He's straight, he's married, apparently he's, not gay at all. But worse than that is that it's no one's responsibility, obligation, or even right to ever out anyone, right? And it's not like all of these athletes are from the United States. These athletes are from all over the world. They could come from countries where there's severe ramifications for being gay. And this guy thinks it's funny to mock these athletes for possibly being gay. Like, why is that even a story, right? That shouldn't even be a story. It shouldn't even be relevant to anyone.
Yeah, and a lot of these athletes, some of them, I don't know which ones he outed. I don't even want to contribute by clicking on the link or finding out, but some of the athletes are young. Some of them are teenagers, and some of them may even, bringing it back to here in the United States, they might come from a family that is very religious or intolerant, and that's why there's such a high amount of homeless youth out there. LGBTQ youth is because they are kicked out of their homes. So for him to be so privileged, like this heterosexual white male privilege who has no idea what discrimination is, but then on top of that, he doesn't have an empathetic bone in his body. So he never once thought, what would it be like if I outed this person? Perhaps they do come from a really homophobic country. Perhaps they come from a family that would disown them or throw them out on the street. Never once did he even think to put himself in their shoes. And that's when you can really see what lack of character this person has.
Well, what editor at the Daily Beast thought this was okay?
Yeah, right?
It's very gawkerish, don't you think?
Yes.
You have to clear that with a superior before you do an article like this. Or is Nico on the DL and he was down there trying to get some Rio action himself?
I mean, using this, yeah.
Well, I just think it's weird that anyone would consider this a news story, right? And it's using your platform to bully people when they shouldn't be bullied at all. These people, I guess they're public figures in a way because they're athletes and they're out there, they're competing. But just because someone's a public figure doesn't mean that you have the right to every intimate detail of their lives, right?
Exactly.
Like, we now live in this world where as soon as you get any public attention, you're fair game for any and all bullying. And I would expect it from, the dark underbelly of the world, which I like to refer to as Twitter, where a bunch of trolls who have nothing better to do with their lives sit in their mother's basements and they just harass and bully people that they could only wish to be even a little bit alike. But in this case, you have someone who's employed by a pretty well-known publication, right? What are you fucking doing with your life right now? This is a news story to you?
And he's really affecting people's lives. Like, I really hope that there's some repercussions here. I hope there's some consequences. I hope he loses his job. And I know that's a powerful statement to make. But what he's doing to these people's lives is so detrimental and damaging. I don't even think he realizes it. And I know that he's been highly criticized. I know he's been, drugged through the mud. If you just go on Twitter or Facebook, and people are outraged, as they should be. And I'm glad that at least the court of public opinion is calling him exactly what he is, which is a vile piece of shit.